I'm Charla Reed, and this video is about how to use the Green Building Decision Matrix. For this demonstration, we're going to be using Microsoft Excel from Microsoft Office 365. The Green Building Decision Matrix was developed using the macro functions of Microsoft Excel. There are other spreadsheet programs available online that are able to download and open a Microsoft Excel file. But there's no assurance that the macros will work as intended. Therefore, this video will only use Microsoft Excel to demonstrate the Green Building Decision Matrix. Information about other spreadsheet programs will become available once they have successfully passed testing of the macro functions. So, without further ado, it's time to put the matrix through its paces. Once you've downloaded the Microsoft Excel file from the Green Building Decision Kit download page, you can double-click the file and automatically open it in Excel. When the Excel file opens, you may want to resize it for easier use. You can change the view by going up to the top of your screen and clicking on the View menu item. Then you can set your view to a custom size, or you can have the screen resized to a view that works for you from one of the provided selections. I'm going to make it 130%. There we go. When you first open the file, you may see a security warning highlighted in yellow near the top of your screen that states that macros have been disabled. For the matrix to work properly, you'll need to enable the macros by pressing the gray button that says Enable Content. The Green Building Decision Matrix has been scanned thoroughly for viruses. However, it's always a very good idea to scan a newly downloaded file using a virus scanning program, also known as an antivirus program. Many free antivirus programs can be found by searching the internet. You'll see a security warning that asks if you want to make this file a trusted document. If you're comfortable with that, go ahead and click Yes. You can see that this tool is a workbook that has several worksheets indicated by tabs at the bottom of the screen. Each tab opens a different worksheet. You can't see all the tabs, but you can move through them by either clicking the arrows located to the left of the tabs or you can move through the tabs by clicking on the dots located to the far right of the tabs or the far left of the tabs. You have this kit because you're interested in building green. There are several aspects of green building to consider, and each project will have its own green components. The items that are important to you for your project will inform your decisions about the project. What does green mean to you? Perhaps your focus is energy savings or use of natural materials. You want the materials that you choose for your project to reflect your priorities. That's exactly what this tool was designed to do, to help ensure your project choices match your priorities. Let's open the first tab. It's called Component Weights. And when it's opened, you'll see a green component weightings table with some values pre-assigned. In the box at the very bottom of the worksheet are the instructions for using the green component weighting function or macro. This worksheet is where you can assign weight to the green considerations that will be used to assign priority to the green components of the products that you'll be using for your project. These weightings represent what is most important to your overall situation and interests. You may find it helpful to first rank the components as high, medium, or low in importance to you in the white boxes to the right of the table, then assign percentages to the weightings. The total of all percentage weightings must always equal 100%. In this example, let's change the percentage weight of incremental energy savings. I'm going to change it to 15%. Now we see a warning that warns us that all the weightings must equal 100%, and we're at 105%. If we change the made from natural materials to 13%, we're now back at 100%. The explanation of each of these components are found on the right side of the table. This table and these explanations about each component in the table show up on all the pages for easy reference. On the top right side of your screen are details about where to find the instructions and options for using the Matrix software. These instructions and options are in the Getting Started section of the Green Building Decision Kit Guidebook. Once you've finished giving all the components the rankings and percentage weightings that make sense for you and your project, you'll use the Populate Product Tables button to populate the tables on each product tab that follows with the same values. The screen will flash as the tables are populated. Don't worry, these flashes are completely normal and expected. Now let's scroll through the tabs at the bottom. You can see that each tab is a building category that includes a variety of products and material types for which you have decisions to make. There are structural building materials, building exterior, windows, insulation, heating and cooling, and mechanical ventilation systems, plumbing fixtures, lighting. All in all, there are 18 tabs with various building categories. Each tab has some material choices listed to get things started, and then there are several more rows for you to use to enter any products that you're considering. For example, the Heating tab has fireplaces, radiant systems, geothermal heat pumps, and several other choices. Of course, you're not going to be using all of these in one project, but how do you determine which one fits your priorities? Each row has a field to choose to rate each product or material that you're considering as N, L, M, or H. So what do those letters stand for? Well, if you hover your cursor in the first row over the green consideration item, you'll see a definition for each letter. The definitions change for each green consideration and for each category tab. So you'll be referring to these definitions often as you work your way through the tool. Once you've rated the performance of all the products or materials that you're considering for each of the green considerations, you can press the Sort button, and the tool will force rank your list of products or materials based on your component priority weightings. Whatever moves to the top should be considered a good fit for your priorities. Let's run a quick scenario using the matrix. For example, if you live in an area that's experiencing drought conditions or water shortages, you may want to seek out products that help alleviate that situation. Let's move to the Rainwater Catchment tab. Rainwater catchment systems are storage tanks or cisterns that can be filled with rainwater that can be used later to water lawns, gardens, livestock, or even can be used for drinking water. In reviewing the choices for rainwater storage options, we happen to know that plastic barrels are available locally from a nonprofit gardening group. The cost to purchase plastic barrels is minimal, so using plastic barrels for our rainwater catchment system becomes our obvious choice. The existing ratings listed for plastic barrels seem acceptable, except that we want to fill in the available locally section, and so we will add an H to indicate that it is available here in less than 50 miles. A rain barrel won't necessarily provide incremental energy savings, so we can rate that with an N. Since we decided that there are no other changes to be made, we now click our Sort button to incorporate our priorities in our product considerations. Our next tab is the Water Pipes tab. Looking at the Products table in the Water Pipes tab, it appears the type of pipe will not materially affect the amount of water flow. However, the Water Pipes worksheet does seem an appropriate place to add flow restricting devices known as flow restrictors. A quick review of the internet reveals that flow restrictors can reduce water flow up to 60%. Reducing water flow can result in water savings, plus also reduce water heating costs since the amount of water to be heated is reduced. At this stage in the design process, it's not possible to know the amount of water and energy savings that would be achieved by using flow restrictors, but we do know that we want to include them in our project. So let's change the wording on the top customizable line in the product table that states enter custom product here with the words flow restrictors. Working our way across the product table, we can rate the performance of flow restrictors. Flow restrictors are not available locally, so we're going to choose N. We don't know how much energy will be saved right now, so we can be conservative and choose L. You may not have the expertise to determine the ratings for all of the column items, and that's okay. That's one reason why you want to incorporate your use of this tool in a design charrette, so people with the expertise can help rate each of the products or materials that you are evaluating. For now, let's move across the product table and enter the rest of your ratings for flow restrictors as N, 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 H, H, H. Then click on the Sort button to incorporate your priorities in the product considerations. You'll work your way through all the tabs, and when you're finished with reviewing and ranking the components, it's time to click on the last tab and determine your top picks. On this tab, when you click the Import Top Picks button, the screen will flash again, and the tool will produce a report showing the top products from each of the categories which match your priorities. You can print that report by choosing File and then Print from the menu items. The Green Building Decision Kit Decision Matrix software is a tool that helps you incorporate your priorities into your product and material choices, ensuring that your project reflects what is most important to you.